going to start since 1 o'clock and appreciate. We're trying to keep the formal proceedings as short as possible as well. First of all, thank you all for attending. This is the Sunderland DB Network's AGM, and the whole proceedings of today is to carry out the business of the formal AGM, and also we've invited several members, partner organisations to participate in this event with us and meet members as well. Sue Robson, who provides support and mentoring to our development officer Dean, and also has been involved from an early stage with the network and on freelance basis as well. Continuum, Janet Harold and Janice White. Community Foundation, the board members, Back on the Map staff team, particularly Nejan, who's not present here today, the Future Jobs Fund team, the WNF team, Community Accounting and Program team, staff at our venue, the Business Stansfield Centre. Celia's here, who's going to be doing a talk shortly on the Census, Gen 2 as well, and network members as well. I've got to say a thank you to all our network members as well for their ongoing participation and making the success of the network to continue, and we fully all appreciate that it is difficult times and we should still continue to support the network in its development. And last but not least, a big thank you on behalf of the Management Committee, trustees and network members to Dean for the ongoing work in difficult times. I know that he's got to put up with us for a long time, and also Jill, who does an excellent job in guiding Dean in the administration and keeping us on track.
On to the Prevent report and learning to prevent. With support from Sunderland City Council for the Diversity and Inclusion team, we were successful in winning an innovation fund bid to the Department of Communities and Local Government to support work around looking at, and we wanted to work very much at the basis of how are communities responding to the Prevent agenda, because often it's about the agenda and the fear of radicalisation. We wanted to take a bottom-up approach, and I think it was quite unique in terms of the projects across the country. We worked with a consultancy group called Waterhouse Consulting, who happened to come from Birmingham, and we've ended up with a report based on 4 summits with members of the community, which presented some findings, which was actually Kirsty McNally and Sue Bartlett before, whilst Kirsty was on, worked on getting the report together. Kirsty has now produced an action plan for the Prevent Coordination Group to consider, and we together as a group will move forward in thinking about what are the specific pieces of work that can be done to continue the Prevent agenda. I think it's going to be a difficult climate because, as you know, with the Comprehensive Spending Review, or CSR, how Prevent is working is going to change, what money is available is going to change, and clearly in terms of our network, we, like the other networks, are not necessarily sure that we're here after March, and we're certainly not even necessarily sure that we're here after December, so there's a whole range of things that might happen in relation to that. So, present the report to you. We launch it formally now, and certainly the Prevent Coordination Group will be taking on pieces of work on this, and what we're hoping to do is work closely with all communities, and faith communities in particular, and then also specifically with those, there's a number of forums for Muslim communities within the city, and we want to work with them. I'm not going to take you through the report, you can certainly read that for yourself. I think it's a piece of work that builds on stuff that Waterhouse Consulting has done before.
First of all, I know I introduced myself earlier, but I will do that again. I'm going to give you some background to the census and about why it's important, and then to just have a brief talk on how you can get involved or what help and support you need. And then if anyone has any questions, I can start at the end. Firstly, thank you to Dean and Abu for inviting me today. I do appreciate that. I am the area manager, Celia, for Sunderland for the census. I'm actually employed by the Office of National Statistics to operate and manage the whole of the Sunderland area in relation to the census. The census happens every 10 years, and it's due the 27th of March next year. Now, the aim, my role, is to make sure that we have as many census questionnaires completed as possible. The what the census is about, it's the point in time everybody in every society fills in a questionnaire. The information from that is then collated and the government decide on that, on the information and how much money is allocated to our local authorities. So how much money basically Sunderland Council will get to then reinvest back into the city. Now that could be, it could be the information that will help provide funding for new schools, for hospitals, improved roads, extra crossings for safety, a whole host of different things that it's used for. It's completely confidential. The information is not released for public consumption, so to speak, until 100 years' time. It's used by historians and people who are tracing their family history. For me, the important message about the census is we have to get as many people as possible to fill the forms in. In financial terms, the forms in effect are worth £500 per person. Now, in the last census in 2001, Manchester Council had 30,000 people not counted. That cost them, over the past 10 years, £100 million. So that's how much money it can make a massive difference to society. It's about people making themselves be heard, making a stand, getting the forms filled in, their voices are being heard, they're being recognised, and then that money is then invested back into their communities. Now, like I said earlier, my role is to get as many forms filled in as possible. What we've done is I've been working with the council and the diversity team, and I've met with Dean and I've been previously. One of the areas that we're expecting is going to be hard to get forms from is the BME community. So the purpose of me being here today is to speak to people like yourselves to find out what kind of involvement and support we can have. What we need to do is find out the best ways of getting the message out to the BME community, looking at what we expect the barriers might be, looking at what any concerns or issues are, and then trying to overcome them. There is a lot of support available. We have a team of staff starting in January, which I'll mention about that in a moment. We have the census is available in 58 different languages currently. I think they're just adding to that as up until census day. So there's 58 currently. We have it in availability in Braille. We have helplines. There's a lot of information on the website. And like I say, we have a team of staff. There's two ways that I can see that people can help us. The first way currently is the recruitment. We've got about 6 months till the census. So we've started to recruit people already. Across the whole of the UK, there's 35,000 jobs, paid employment. In the northeast alone, it's about 1,400 jobs. For Sunderland specifically, it's 140. A variety of part-time and full-time jobs. Those are being recruited now and will continue to be recruited for the next few months. So
I just also like to, I don't know if you can close up, I think. I just wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to actually, before you thank anybody else, thank you and our colleagues from Middlesbrough and Stockton and Newcastle, and also Paul from coming up from London, from the Black Training Enterprise Group. So I think it's quite important. The networking, from my point of view, is really quite important. However the network survives, whatever format it's in, the links that it makes across the region and nationally are really essential to stronger working for Black and better working for BME communities. So I would just say thank you, and thank you for agreeing to share it as well.
So first of all, and lastly, we should say thanks everyone for coming today, and I'm sure that you've got to continue to support the Sunderland BME network and continue to develop this partnership work that you've initiated. Just want to thank Dean and the rest of the board for inviting us here today, and hopefully we'll stay in touch and continue the way.